Since my early childhood, I've loved the Kirby series. I played a lot of Kirby Superstar and a lot of Kirby and the Crystal Shards back in my day. The Kirby games have always been that series that I was aware was pretty easy, yet they were still enjoyable and really relaxing game experiences. Nintendo revisited the original Kirby formula for handhelds back in 2014 with the release of Kirby Triple Deluxe. It's now 2016 and Nintendo has released another Kirby game, one built upon using the same assets of Triple Deluxe but with new game features added in as well, ultimately to create Kirby Planet Robobot. Kirby Planet Robobot has a simple story plot like any other Kirby game. Once during a peaceful day on the planet Popstar, a group of robots known as the Hallmark Works Company invade the planet. King Dedede and Meta Knight see the invasion happening and attack back, but instead the invaders take King Dedede's castle and Meta Knight's ship. As this is happening, Kirby wakes up from his nap to see the invasion happening, and it's up to him to now save his home. Gameplay in Kirby Planet Robobot is very similar to Kirby Triple Deluxe. It brings back a lot of Kirby Return to Dreamland like gameplay with a lot of the 3D background and foreground elements of Triple Deluxe. Kirby himself has a total of 27 different copy abilities in this game, some of them which return from Triple Deluxe and others from previous Kirby games. Out of those 27 powers though, 3 of them are brand new ones, and these are Doctor, ESP, and Poison. Dr. Kirby throws a bunch of different medical supplies such as pills, syringes, and clipboards. Poison Kirby sort of acts like Water Kirby but with poison elements. You can leave behind a trail of poison that will hurt enemies standing in the puddles of it, as well as shoot a little poison cloud that very much acts like the puddles but instead in the form of a cloud. Lastly, the ESP power, which is probably the best power, allows you to create a psychic ball that hurts enemies that cross its path, as well as teleport across the stage. The big new addition to the gameplay is the new Mech Suit that Kirby can wear. Scattered across each of the levels in the game are robot suits from the invaders that Kirby can steal and use for himself. This makes Kirby incredibly powerful, taking on enemies even easier than he could before. However, this also introduces new level design and puzzles for you to solve. You see, the robot suits can analyze enemies and then copy their powers very much like Kirby can. For example, there are some levels that will require you to build an electrical current with some blocks, and in order to power these currents, you'll need to analyze an electric enemy and then power up the blocks. Another example is a stage that has a bunch of bomb blocks with fuses on them. In this case, you'll need a fire enemy analyzed that will light up the fuse at the end of the block. Originally, I was worried that these mech suits would make the game feel even easier than it already was, but they add a new flavor of level design. I mean, analyzing the jet power-up itself makes the whole level a side-scrolling ship shooter. It's incredible what these powers can do. In total, there are 13 different forms for the mech suit to turn into, each changing up and adapting to the new level design of a stage. Now, throughout the story mode, you can collect stickers and data blocks. These stickers can be used to customize the look of your mech suit, while the data blocks open up the final boss battle for each of the sections in the game. Collecting the data blocks to progress the story acts as an incentive to go back and replay some old levels with some new copy abilities, trying to find the data blocks hidden inside each of the levels. In total, there are 6 sections of Popstar that you'll have to get through, each with 5 levels and a final boss fight. Each section of the planet has a different theme to it, so for example, some may be underwater while others may look like a really busy city. Either way, all the levels in Planet Robobot feel alive. There's never a dull moment in a level, there's always an enemy on screen or at least something happening in the background. Planet Robobot is definitely one of the prettier looking games on the 3DS, one that uses the 3D effects in extraordinary ways. Overall, while the 6-hour story mode isn't the best story mode in terms of the plot, it still provides solid puzzle platforming gameplay that progressively gets better up to a climactic final boss fight. Now, aside from the story mode, there are a few extra minigame modes for you to try out. One of them is a boss rush mode named the Arena. Another game mode is Kirby 3D Rumble that acts as a time trial mode where Kirby has to face a number of enemies in a 3D space with a time limit. Then there's the other game mode, Teams Kirby Clash, that has you partner up with either AI or friends to fight larger boss battles in the form of RPG-like battles. These game modes are amusing for a short while, but definitely have nothing in terms of the story mode gameplay. Quite honestly, Kirby Planet Robobot is one of the best games to come out for the 3DS this year. It's a fun and relaxing puzzle platformer that, with its new gameplay features, breathes fresh air into the Kirby franchise. Aside from the mediocre minigame modes, Kirby Planet Robobot is a solid new 3DS game that I would recommend you try out, especially if you were a fan of Triple Deluxe or classic Kirby games like Kirby and the Crystal Shards. I think you'd really enjoy this game. Thank you all very much for watching my review. If you enjoyed it, smack a like on it, it really does help my channel out, and subscribe to be notified whenever I release more videos like this. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.